Inside the Compass Music and Arts Center, you will find the artwork of Dan Gilman. At 15 years old, following a pool accident, Dan became a paraplegic. Now, Dan is an exceptional artist and an inspiration. What started out as an emotional outlet turned into the beginning of a journey on a path less traveled. Just down the hall of the Compass Center, you will often find artist Dan Gilman working on his latest work. His passion for art started as a form of therapy in an art form called Zentangle.
I started into the art by doodling, as I was showing you earlier, that just making circles and squares and such, and then I found out about the art form called Zen Tangle. Zen is in meditation, tangle is in structured patterns with names to them, and then blending the patterns together.
After the event that left Dan a paraplegic and years of childhood trauma, Dan found an outlet and escape by teaching himself how to draw. By wedging a pencil between his fingers and drawing small lines, he creates these amazing works of art.
When I came home, because of a bad day or whatever, from my previous history, breaking my neck at 15 years of age, and events that happened afterwards for years and years, I found that Zentangle was a great way to just empty my mind. Just through trial and error, trial and error, trial and error, I figured out ways to secure the paper onto pieces of wood or other objects and allow me to constantly spin it, because I couldn't, my area of focus is just a small area. So I would twist and turn, and look at things upside down from an angle, and then look at it as a piece of art in the end.
One day, Dan saw a picture of a kitten playing he was fond of. This became his first drawing, called Perfect Curiosity. For years, these drawings and paintings remained locked away in a portfolio. When the director of the Compass Center, Edna Sutton, noticed the paint on his wheelchair and asked if he was an artist. After seeing his work for herself, she insisted he consider putting them on display.
They say quite often, when I say they, the general public, it's very inspirational, very motivating. And when they hear the stories around each piece of artwork, then they understand that it's not something I did purposely for money. It's a hobby is all it is. And I do it for pleasure, my pleasure. And if they happen to like it, so be it. As I said before, when I broke my neck, and throughout the years, people heard bits and pieces of my story. Oh, I graduated high school. That was a disaster. I was a mess when I graduated with my class in 1974. I didn't even want to be there. 1986, I graduated from College of St. Joe with an associate's degree. I secured a full-time job in 1992. They said, "You're such an inspiration. You're such a role model for people with disabilities and just regular, normal people." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm just doing what I'm doing."
Dan hopes his story will encourage people to take the word can't out of their vocabulary.
People should take the word can't out of their vocabulary. That's one thing that really prevented me from doing things when I first broke my neck. Can't. As in, that was an excuse. I don't want to. I'm not interested. I can't because I couldn't do it in a normal way. Now I look at it as if I see something I want to do, I can do it. but how am I going to do it is the thing. I've learned if there's a wall in front of you, I can go around it. I can go under it. I can go over it. Why spend all my energy trying to break through the wall?
Many of us are familiar with the poem The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Dan Gilman sees himself on the path less traveled, and now, he says, it's starting to become more bright.